You're not a dog, you're a mouse. Go back to the little girl next door that you belong to. Quit coming over here. Say goodbye, YouTube. Say goodbye. We're at our garage. Let's see what we're driving today. Looks like we've got ourselves a 2017 Lincoln MKZ sedan. We'll do a quick styling look around. It's a pretty nice looking car, especially with this gold metallic paint. Looks pretty nice from the rear, I think. We have a fastback rear window design, unusual for a car in this class. Often we only see this on a sporty car like a Mustang. Shipped it all the way from Michigan just for us. Another last visual shot. I like to go over some of these styling points. Now this rear window looks cool, but because of the angle, it allows a lot of sun to come in the interior. If you live in Hawaii or Alaska or any other mild climate, it's not going to be an issue. But out here where it's going to reach 120 degrees during the week, that's a lot of sun going through a lot of glass and heating up a lot of interior. That means if you're parking outside on a hot day, you not only need a sunshade for the front window, it's probably a good idea to get a second one for the rear window. Secondly, if you order the large Panorama Sunroof like this has, you get a black dark tint on the roof to keep the sun from coming in and baking you. That's the good news. On the other hand, the black color does attract heat like a magnet and still makes the roof a bit hot and harder for the car to cool down with the air conditioning. For example, I put the temperature gun aimed at the roof. It's 161 degrees. Fortunately, this beautiful metallic gold paint reflects heat rather well. So it's only 134 degrees. You see the difference. By the way, this is one of the reasons I recommend to people to avoid black cars like the plague. If you live anywhere where the temperature is over 85 degrees, you're going to roast alive, air conditioning or no air conditioning. But some people have to learn the hard way. And third, this is a nice looking front end and a decent looking grille, but I can't help thinking I've seen something similar before. I wonder where that could have been. Perhaps you'll see some similarity on the grille with this Jaguar XJ I was driving a few months ago, but as always, you the viewer can decide for yourself. As always, we take our vehicles out at night and test the headlights. So let's get away from the styling debate and see how these perform. I think it's dark enough, so let's see how these headlights perform. Here we have the low beams on a building 100 feet away, more than adequate light, very bright. Now we got the brights on, even better, very impressive. Here we have the brights on a building 300 feet away, plenty of light, very impressive. Again, go to low beams, reaches way out there, more than adequate for city driving or backcountry driving. Very nice headlights. Now, if Ford could take these headlight designs and put them on all of their Ford and Lincoln vehicles, that would be very impressive. Before we start our test, there's a dirty little secret that you probably shouldn't know, but this vehicle is based on the Ford Fusion sedan. Now that might upset a lot of people saying, oh no, it's based on a $22,000 car and they're selling this for up to 60 grand. No, there's nothing wrong with that because the Ford Fusion is really the best sedan in the Ford inventory and one of the best sedans in the entire market I've driven. So that's not an issue. It's really no different than Toyota taking their small Camry and turning it into the $55,000 Lexus ES350 that we tested not long ago, by the way. hey, if you got a good platform, use it. And this is a good platform. If you're wondering what that annoying noise is in the background, we took the flags off the flag poles and the wind beating the chain, beating the pole. It's kind of getting annoying, so we'll go elsewhere. The base engine is what we see here, a tiny 2-liter putting out 245 horsepower thanks to turbocharging. Rated at 21 to 31 mpg. A bit less if you have all-wheel drive. And since we do have all-wheel drive, I do expect a bit less, but we'll see. Big spenders have the option of a V6 turbo putting out 350 horsepower, or a souped up version putting out 400 horsepower. For those concerned about fuel economy or the environment, there's supposed to be a hybrid version coming out. I don't have any information on that at the time, and that'll be for another video anyway. By the way, it's nice to see a battery where you can reach it. A big change versus those German cars I've been driving lately. Try to find one of those batteries. Lots of luck. All engine choices come with a 6-speed automatic transmission. And here are the shift controls on the dash. Different, but it works. And the buttons are nice and large for using with gloves, by the way. Since we're inside, we might as well take a look at the cabin. We got a nice gauge cluster. Lots of useful information. Here are the climate controls, pretty simple to use. A glove box size, that's adequate, but way too small for a car this big. Can't put much in there. Fortunately, the center console is large enough. You can put more stuff in here. If you look at the screen here, we have settings for sound, clock, Bluetooth, phone, general mobile apps, but actually there are 3 screens. 911 assist, vehicle display, and thus. If you don't know this, it's very aggravating, but now you know it, so it's not. This sloped fastback design does cut some headroom, but if you're under 6 feet tall, it shouldn't be an issue. But this is a medium-sized rear area. 2 medium-sized adults, 5 passengers as advertised. I don't think so, unless they're kids or poodles or monkeys. There's a bird's eye view, well, bird sitting in the back seat, I suppose, of the interior. Pretty nice design, good quality, great materials. I like the fact it's a light color too. Not only does it look better, it reflects heat. Black interiors in the summer, bad. White interiors, good. Although I shouldn't call this white, it's really more of a cream color. One option I found interesting are the massage seats. I have mine on full blast right now, both on the bottom cushion and the backrest, and the sensation is rather strange. It's like somebody moving their hands on you. It's also like there's a big snake crawling in your pants, so I don't know, we'll give it a shot. The only beef I had are the rocker panels under the door. Way too wide, your legs rub on the bodywork every time you get out. Fortunately, Lincoln did a pretty good job of door design, so all these shelves stay clean for the most part. So you won't be getting your pants dirty even with the body contact, so I'm really not going to complain too much. If you're wondering how much the MKZ costs, we won't find out by looking at the window sticker because the price is blank. It's not for sale. This was one of the first to come off the assembly line, and we're experimenting with it. They don't even have the EPA numbers, but fortunately, by getting the VIN number and tag, I managed to get a price sheet. The base MKZ starts at $36,000, but this one's just over $41,000 because it had all-wheel drive and some other luxury goodies. And here's all the extra equipment and the after price. Right there. By the way, an MKZ loaded up with a more powerful engine and all options runs around $64,000. What a deal. One cool feature I like about this car, and I use the word cool as pun because you can turn the car on with the remote before you get in it and have the air conditioning cool the car off. Just hit the lock. And then you hit a secret button for 2 times. Now the car is running, the air conditioning is running. And when you get in, it's going to be nice and cool. I've had dozens of cars over the years with this feature. Never used it before, but 119 degrees out today. So I'm going to use it today. Yeah, now we get inside and it's nice and cool. If you watch my videos, you know we test ride quality by running over speed bumps, like we're going to do here. Surprisingly, every now and then I get some hate mail about this procedure. They say, well, why do you do it on the speed bumps? Why don't you do it this way, that way? Well, because we do it this way. It's consistent and it works. End of story. So let's get started. 25 miles per hour. Heard it, but didn't really feel it. Here comes another one, 30 miles per hour. Only moderate impact. Here comes the real nasty one. That was actually smoother than the weaker ones. No complaints here. This electric power steering isn't the most impressive I've ever had, but this is a luxury car, not a sports car, so we really don't need any unusual precision here. Let's just say it serves the purpose. The Ford Fusions I've driven handle like a champ, but with all this extra weight, I think we're going to lose a bit here, especially with the softer ride. Let's take the turning circle real quick. Well, not bad, not spinning out or anything. There we go. Impressive, considering the soft ride. Yes, stop out in the middle of the road, why don't we? I drove a BMW 5 Series a few weeks ago with an engine exactly the same size as this and the same horsepower as this. It was a real rocket, got 0 to 60 in just over 6 seconds, but somehow German horsepower seems to be more effective than American or Japanese horsepower, and we're not going to go that quick. But we can cheat by putting it in sport mode. So let's give it a shot. Turbo kicks in a hurry. Smooth and quiet. Very nice brakes. This is what the Lincoln MKZ was designed for. Nice, smooth, expressway driving. If that's what you do, this might be the vehicle for you. I've been driving this for 4 days and only have one gripe. That's the way the dash reflects into the windshield. You can see the holes on the bottom and the reflection holes on top. The speaker on the bottom, the speaker reflection on top. This isn't a big deal. Just when you're facing certain ways towards the sun, it's a little bit annoying, but I did get used to it over time. Because this is an early prototype vehicle and not a standard production car, we didn't take the real-world fuel economy figures because we figured it wouldn't be fair. But like I said in the video, it's rated 21 to 31, one less if you have all-wheel drive. Here's my take on the MKZ. It is a nice car. I love this metallic gold paint, by the way. But the price spread is wide, 36 to 65, so choose those options carefully.